And thanks for joining us tonight in a high-profile double murder trial that we have been following now for the past week. The fate of Khari Sanford is now in the hands of the jury. Closing arguments from both sides wrapped up about an hour ago, handing it over to the jury for deliberation.
Sanford is charged in the shooting deaths of Dr. Beth Potter and husband Robin Khari, whose bodies were found in the UW Arboretum in 2020. All last week, we heard testimony from several witnesses, including the suspect's ex-girlfriend and daughter of the victims. Sanford's alleged accomplice also testified against him as part of a plea agreement he reached with prosecutors. And now the trial is wrapping up. The defense today did not call any witnesses, and Sanford himself will not take the stand. Again, the trial is now in the hands of the jury, deliberating now for about an hour. Naomi Coles joins us live from the courthouse with today's development. Naomi?
Yeah, I've been here all day, and we do right now have eyes and ears inside the courthouse. You will actually be able to see clips of the verdict later tonight or whenever it comes. As you mentioned, they've been deliberating for about an hour. Based on what the judge, the names that the judge picked out of the hat, we know that there's 10 males, 2 females. They all appear to be white in the final jury inside right now. And during closing statements, they started about 3 o'clock. They lasted for about 2 hours. Prosecution really honed in on walking the jury through the night of the murders, walking through all the evidence we know, matching up with testimony and the physical evidence. And they spent a lot of time. One quote that they said, the victims, quote, should have been living in fear of Khari Sanford. Now, the defense, in their statement, they spent a lot of time casting doubt on the evidence. They spent a lot of time casting doubt on the star witnesses, the alleged accomplice, Elijah LaRue. They said, you know, that the state did not meet the burden of proof. They called the accused here, they call him an atypical teenager in an atypical time, referring to the pandemic. Quick note, earlier today, the judge said that Sanford has actually been acting out with law enforcement behind closed doors. They say that he's been having some violent behavior behind closed doors. We did not see that in the courtroom. He appeared fairly calm, not a lot of expressions in the courtroom, but she did mention that if he has any of that kind of behavior in the courtroom, that would not count as evidence for a mistrial. So in the meantime now, we simply wait.
Thank you, Naomi. And as we wait for the jury's decision and any further details from the court, be sure to stay with News 3 Now on air and online at channel3000.com to be the first to know.